Good evening, everyone. Taibu Muad'Dib, host, podcast entertainer, author, motivational speaker.
The issue of gun violence isn't going away because there are
every weeknight, 9:30-ish p.m. We go crazy. In fact, we going nuts right now. Hit it, Shay. Come on, a little bit more. Yeah. It's cold out here, y'all. And I'm telling you one thing. It's amazing. How come they don't know? No one's life is the Cosby Show. Killer cops is nothing new to melanated people, bro. Not in the America that locks us up for mega busting, legalized prostitution so the mob can get their cut. CIA agents bringing dope in from the south and spread it through the hood so we can take each other out. The sadness in the hood isn't just some recent shit. It's the same thing that you can see on the slave ship. Trauma passed through generations lead to a peculiar life. Can't believe in freedom, even if one of your parents white. I'ma do it right, cause I'm conscious and I know the way. I got roots in Africa. Pittsburgh was my birthing place. International businessman from inmate 15208. African Messiah, dog. Someone had to say today. All you want is metaphors about the club and freaking horse. Stacking up your paper, flashy cars, and them foreign tours. Don't you know it's war? They coming after you with all they got. It starts out with Congress, yeah. Them the folks who scheme and plot. Once they pass the laws, it's on you and I to know what's up. And since we don't, that's how come the jails are jam-packed with us. I got my fist raised. And unity is in my heart. No matter who you are, come and live your truth. That's how it starts. Yeah. That's how it starts. Go get it. Go, 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 go. Don't you know it's war? They coming after you with all they got. All you want is metaphors. International businessman. Can't believe in freedom. Pleasure to meet each and every one of you. Taibu Muad'Dib and Shay. Google has, free languages courses now. So you can go on Google and one young person, I say 16 and under, that's doing it. And it's literally millions of other young people that are allowing the internet and their access to it on their phones and mobile devices of all kinds. It's allowing them to block out reason. That young person that's seeking knowledge looks for reason. They're looking to build themselves. So they have to reason. The word reason is a huge part of our lives, but for some reason, many of us can't hear reason, don't listen to reason, aren't looking for good reason. So when you hear that there has to be a process, trust the process, when you hear that, it's for a good reason. Because even the word reason, when you look at it in a court of law to, on the job, if your performance is lacking, people are going to know what's the reason that you did something. They want to know your process of logic. How did you get to that point? If you have 4 kids and they all have their own mom, people want to know what the reason for that is. So I'm going to do a podcast that says, can you hear reason, to enlighten you, to elevate your thinking. And I apologize for it being so late at night. I mean, I was supposed to be at 10 and here we are 11:30, just getting really into it, but I have to get it out there to you. It's so important.
Because if you can't hear reason, you're the old me. And the old me was a terrible dude. I have a story. I have a past. I don't mind breaking it down briefly. I came up in very, very poor setting, poverty stricken. And so I insulated myself from listening to reason. No one gave me a good reason why I was born poor and had to suffer so much. So, you know, I'm telling you, you insulate yourself, and the reason's just not there. So now I'm doing a podcast about can you hear reason, because I didn't become conscious till like the age 41, 42, 43, and I'll be 49 in a couple of days. So the last 7 years, I've enjoyed life in a whole different, everything's new. I'm like a toddler. I'm like a newborn. Everything's new. Because my mind is now willing to embrace reason, hear reason. Now, you know, it can be said that, you know, easily it can be said, oh, you're just saying that now because you're successful. You never had it tough. Taibu Muad'Dib, we look at your page. Oh, yeah, he was poor. Oh, he was gone. We don't see a post for 2 years. Yeah, he went through a tough time. You know what that vacation was about? Because I didn't listen to reason. My mom told me, my friends told me, the women that I have children by told me. Everybody tried to tell me. And I'm telling you right now, I couldn't hear reason. Reason was right there. Reason was everywhere around me. But my mind wouldn't embrace it. Trauma does that. To all you trauma victims, the First Step coaching program is for you. Many of you, and I'm not saying I'm self-healed. I'm just saying I worked on myself for decades. I'm telling you right now that because I went through it, I have truncated it for you. This will work. I've truncated what you need to do to elevate your thinking and to be able to hear reason, to be able to put yourself through a process of logic so you finally see the self-improvement that you've been searching for the whole time. I got to put this out here. This one's going, and these are just the challenges. I'm sitting here doing the podcast, and all of a sudden my screen want to freeze. It's okay. I'm just going to continue to roll through it. I'm ready for all that. But what I'm saying, if what I'm saying is true, get in the comment section and let me know. I'm telling you right now, the bottom line is I can hear reason, right? I'm telling you, like, I can hear reason. And what that allows me to do, people, is it allows me to have control over myself in the way that I didn't have before. It allows me to respond to challenges more successful than ever before. And that's just being real. So I just want you guys to know that I'm doing the best I can to get down to the nitty gritty, and just I have to make sure I have the right post for this when I put this out here. So I'm going 10 minutes at a time over here. Let me get over here. Let me get over here and get this right. Booyah. Booyah. Let me get this done. Now, I had this on the computer the whole time, but I'm not going to let any of these things affect what I'm doing. But I definitely will from now on plug this up. I just made sure that I was good to go the whole time. Let me get this done. It's the policies that work and the leadership style that works for the American people. I think we have to bring that back to the White House, and I'm fighting to try to do that. Well, I'm just trying to upload these 10 minutes at a time so my people can get it. I can't go live right now because TikTok, they're so restrictive. You just can't say anything. You have to be nicey person. Well, I guess I can go over there because it's uploading my video. Let me go ahead and go live again. All right. So I'm right back at you. So but yeah. So now I got my devices all squared away. And I'm rolling back over here on TikTok again. Apologize for the quick break. It's 11:30 at night. I do apologize for all the juxtaposing of my equipment, but now I'm plugged up over here. My battery's low over here, but I should be able to get through a couple more of these 10-minute joints. And right here on Facebook, hi everybody on Facebook, I'm going hard. Reason into logic. Logic is attached to strict principles of validity, and reason is attached to a process of logic. Look how I'm building this up for you. You're going to get some out of this. If you guys can deal with if we can press the reset button and get back to business. Reason, can you hear reason? Reason is attached to a process of logic, where logic is attached to strict principles of validity. Is it valid? I was talking to a young lady. Look, African women, Black women, whatever you want to call the melanated people these days. Wow, everything, all my stuff is going out. Okay, cool. Low power. Let's deal with it. So, social media, hi, Brick Lady. Social media is inundated with black people talking about Black people. Like, we're really coming against each other. And the one of the main themes with Black women is, oh, there's no good Black men and all this. And so that statement is a tough one for me as a Black man to hear. It's a African man to hear, because like I want to listen and hear and understand where they're coming from. But when you have African women, Black women that don't know how to respect a man, so they don't respect their man. They have bought into popular hip hop culture and they don't respect themselves, but they want to be respected. After making a couple of bad decisions, they have baggage right in the home and they don't know what to do with it, but they don't want help dealing with it when it comes in the form of reason. So you have all these things going on, but it is so easy to just throw the blame on the Black man, whether it's the dad that either they ran off on them, or it's the men they date after that who don't want to pay for another man's mistakes or another man's responsibility. I'll date you, but you got to take care of that with him on your own. And people don't want to hear that. Oh, if you're with her, you're with the children too. Why? So in saying that, okay, we'll talk about the reason. What's the reason the Black woman would say all Black men, are messed up?
All right.
The reason would she say that?
Go.
That's her personal feeling.
Stopping the share, moving forward. Going live over here for my subscribers. There it is. Let me jump into my Made It to the Mountaintop speech. I think that this speech was a long time coming. I think that for the most part, a lot of people get it wrong, get it twisted. People don't realize that no one lives on a mountaintop. Nobody lives at the mountaintop. So making it to the mountaintop, that's not where you want to stay at. Okay. Let me just be clear. Making it to the mountaintop is more about overcoming personal challenges, overcoming external challenges, and achieving one's goal. After you achieve your goal, you're supposed to live a certain life. Many people go up to that mountaintop, but how they live when they come back down, it varies. We hear this phrase, the 1%ers, and we wonder how they get their money, where their money comes from, things of that nature. And how do they maintain it? The phrase generational wealth. There's so many topics and issues I could discuss on my podcast, but my Made It to the Mountaintop speech is directly for you. Making it to the mountaintop for me is about looking back down that mountain, and the mountain base is wide. The mountaintop, just room for one person, really. You look at these mountaintop pictures I posted, just one person up there. The base of the mountain is wide. That right there should let you know that we all start out with a bunch of problems. Start out with a bunch of problems. Making it to the mountaintop, I had to overcome a bunch of problems. When you are raised to think a certain way, it can be difficult, like Mr. Color said, to break a habit once formed. He said on my podcast this past Sunday that it's easier to create a habit than to break one. And I know that person, that's true. The most important part for me about making it to the mountaintop is that when I had my Jack and the Beanstalk moment, and I love telling the Jack and the Beanstalk story, but when somebody offered me magic beans for everything that I had, I took the beans. I took the beans. And someone even told me that the person that gave me the beans is selling me a dream. And because of the way I was raised to think, everybody, I was affected by that. I really was. I was affected by that. But only for a short moment, because the purpose in me said, you know what? She's right. But her way of thinking, she was saying he's selling people dreams like that was a bad thing. That's her perspective. For me to get to the mountaintop I'm at today, for me to get here, what I heard was a really good thing. Wouldn't you want somebody to sell you your dream? I think that that's what I'm doing now as a coach and a speaker. When your business pays for me to come motivate you, when you buy my book, Coach Taibbi's Winning Strategies, when you join my First Step coaching program, you're buying your dream. When I thought about that, just think about that. If someone offered to sell you your dream, would you buy it? Would you? This was a very it's like Rich Dad, Poor Dad book, right? A very successful person in their field. When they researched my coach, that person said he's selling you a dream, or he's selling people dreams, or he's selling dreams. And she said it like it was a bad thing. But before I met my coach personally, before we Zoomed and before we, I came on to his coaching program, my Made It to the Mountaintop speech, forgive me for the pause. My Made It to the Mountaintop speech is for everybody that really wants to make a difference in their life. I believe that a person whose dream is sold to them, I believe it's a good thing. I believe it's an awesome deal. I believe it's something that you should embrace. If I can sell you your dream, buy it. That's how you get to your mountaintop. I want to thank everybody that sold me a dream. Everybody. I want to thank everybody that wanted to sell me on what I really wanted to be in life. So I'm glad that I met him when I had the right perspective about it, because had I met him and then a person of that esteem said that, and I was still in the old perspective, the old mentality, I would have seen it the way that that person saw it, and I wouldn't have joined the coaching program. I wouldn't be here in front of you right now, coaching and speaking and making it happen, offering you your dream. I think that's the most important part. That part was missing. This speech is so special for so many, but I'm telling you, this speech is so special for so many of you because your perspective, when somebody says that something that you're doing is not going to get you where you want to go, if you have that same mentality as that person, man, you're gonna go with that, and it's gonna affect your ability to make progress. The big three here at First Step Coaching is finance, fitness, and relationships. That's what people talk to me mostly about. That's what people want to improve. So their mountaintop is a happy, healthy home life. Their mountaintop is financial freedom. Their mountaintop is a body that people compliment them on. Come on, somebody, a body that people compliment them on. Making it to the mountaintop is so important, because how you live when you come back down that mountain is going to be predicated on what you got from the process to get up there. If you hated every step, if you hated slipping back down and falling back down and having to redo that same 10 or 20 feet up, if you regret even getting up there and standing at the mountaintop, when you come back down, you're not going to live in that moment. You're not going to allow that moment to help you achieve even greater things. So some of you begrudgingly get up to the mountaintop, and when you come back down, your life didn't change. You wasted your time. For those of you who really, truly, honestly enjoyed how climbing that mountain got your body in shape, how that fresh air helped you think about all the things that you wanted to do next, though, you're the kind of people that make a difference in this world. Even if I only help one person reach their mountaintop and it changes how they live when they come back down, the way I changed when I came back down from my mountaintop, my life was a success. My coaching program was a smashing success. Some of you coaches out there, you're affecting people, but you're not able to help them get to their mountaintop and live in that moment when they come back down, because you're not. Making it to the mountaintop for me was important because now I have to compare, right? I have to compare my life before I made it up there. I have to compare how I was living before I made it up there. Many of you, especially those of you that go up and hate the process, you come back, you don't have anything to compare it to. You don't have anything to compare it to at all. Nothing. But when I look at what once was, what is now, and what's coming down the pike, I know it was because of my mountaintop. I know it's because of that moment. Let me be clear. I only want to inspire and motivate you to think about what I'm saying factually. This isn't, fluff. I'm not, doing anything or saying anything that's not going to actually make a difference in your life right now. So I want to be clear about this. This speech that I'm giving right now, prompted by my Transformation 6 coaching series, which I'm in the middle of, right smack dab in the middle of that. I want you to know that making it to the mountaintop has to be all of your goal. All of your goal. You have to achieve something that you set out to achieve for you to know what it feels like to make that happen, to come back down off that mountaintop and begin living that kind of achieving life. Otherwise, you have nothing to compare it to. It's just misery, top, misery. Misery, misery, misery. Never gets to the top. Just it's miserable. So the First Step Coaching Program, rooted and grounded in the EFC workbook. This mountaintop, this climb, this process is absolutely necessary for all of you to improve yourself, for all of you to reach your goals. It's absolutely necessary. And I want you to hear my words. I don't want you to see dancing bears behind me. I want you to hear a cool song that you're listening to the lyrics and not listening to what I'm saying. Maybe on the ads that I run, I might have a cool beat in the background or things going on. But when I podcast, coach, and speak, when I give a speech, I want you to hear my words. Now, what's your mountaintop? Where are you trying to get to? Taibu Muad'Dib, what was yours? My mountaintop was successfully deciding to work on myself, to point the thumb at myself. Maybe I thought about it for years. Maybe I should change. I actually had a conversation with someone, and I was so rooted and grounded in who I was. I said, well, let me humor you for a second. If I was to change, then thus who would I be? They didn't have an answer, so I didn't change. So I outsmarted someone that was trying to help me work on myself. I'm a smart guy, confirmed genius. So to get to my mountaintop, I had to go through things, unfair things. I had to put myself through things. I had to pray. I had to consider. But my mountaintop was successfully beginning the process of working on myself. Until I became someone that could see myself, that was patient enough with myself and the process of working on myself to actually see some results. The people, when I meet you, I've met people, and I relocated. I've met people, and they see me as is. And many of those people, they're not inspired or motivated by who I am. I'm just a regular dude to them because they didn't know the base of the mountain that I came from. Young men, young women who see, an astounding character, a very, upwardly mobile, elderly gentleman. Yes, I can say elderly. I'm 49 today. Thank you very much. I can say elderly. At half a century, you have to be somewhat elderly. Even though I don't look it or feel it, right? But these young people, they don't have the respect for my mountain base because they didn't see what I had to do to get to the mountaintop. And like how I used to be, they're so rooted and grounded in what they are. They do the best that they can. And many of you are in a situation to say, hey, I don't mountaintop. Why I got to go up there? I need to go up there. What's up there? I'll tell you what's up there. Your purpose, your mission in life. Actually living is up there. And when I did my Sharecropper podcast, it was to let you know that an existence is not what God had intended for you. If you exist to put food on the table, if you exist to go to work every day, if you exist to try to please your partner, spouse, or significant other, if you just exist to get on your phone and watch TikToks, and if an existence is not what God intended for you to have. Or else the word of God wouldn't say you were beautifully and wonderfully made. What beautiful, wonderful thing do you enjoy about yourself or about your life on a daily basis? It won't happen until you get to the mountaintop. Now, many of you just heard me speak. You didn't hear me say anything because you're so used to the flash and the dancing and all this other stuff that social media throws at you that you digest all day long with your eyes and your ears. But now let me say this. I want you to hear this. It's going to be a situation where you're going to be faced with a challenge that had you earlier reached that mountaintop, you easily overcome. It wouldn't be a problem. But without having that mountaintop experience, that insignificant challenge is going to seem humongous, and you're going to go through years, maybe even decades of drama, and I'm talking about self-inflicted trauma. It's going to be terrible, and you're going to look back at that and say, man, he was right. To avoid that from happening, and this is my call to action, to avoid that from happening, you must get the book, Coach Taibu's Winning Strategies. Join the coaching program. Get the EFC workbook. Download it. Make it happen. You must do these things. Watch me over on YouTube at Taibu Muad'Dib 4019, and you'll see the information that you need to reach out to me. The mountaintop experience is what separates the 1% from the rest of us. And I'm claiming the 1% because there's no way now that I cannot end up with a lot of generational wealth built up behind me because I've had the mountaintop experience, and I'm living in that now that I've come back down. I'm just encouraging you. This is your Jack and the Beanstalk moment. Let me sell you your dream. Whatever your dream is, buy it. Because I did. And I'm living in it. It's pretty awesome. I wanted to share this speech with you about the mountaintop and me making it on my birthday, because I want you to not leave 2024 with nothing to be hopeful about, to strive for. Each of my classes are 6 months, a 6-month course curriculum, 6-month cycle. Every 6 months, we're going to improve your skill set. We're going to change your mindset, and we're going to build that body. I want to be a part of your transformation. Join the coaching program. I'll help you get to your mountaintop and have your mountaintop experience. And I'm going to be here with you the whole way through as your life changes. My very first client is a very good friend of mine, and she wished me a happy birthday, and she's cheering me on from overseas, her and her husband. I want you to know that when she joined my coaching program, she reached her mountaintop experience, and she's living in it. Very successful. I don't care if you're a double PhD. I don't care if you're a dropout from high school. I don't care if you have been struggling on drugs for a while. I don't care if you just got out of the jailhouse. Actually, I feel like I'm an ambassador for everybody that's been in jail or prison, especially at a young age. Foster home kids, adoptees. I'm an ambassador, I believe, for those who are marginalized in the society. Because at the base of my mountain, I was definitely there. I was definitely there. Now, I want you to know, if you overcome today's obstacles, tomorrow will feel like paradise. Take it from me, Coach Taibu Muad'Dib, Ultimate Salesman. I'm the guy. All right. That's my motivational speech. Reach your mountaintop and enjoy that experience and come back down and live in that experience, and it'll bless your life. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you automatically qualify for my first step coaching program. Sign up. Use the information right there to sign up. Taibu Muad'Dib on YouTube. Taibu Muad'Dib 4019. Check it, subscribe to it. Reach out to me on TikTok, Taibu Muad'Dib, Facebook, Taibu Muad'Dib. Just reach out to me and get a hold of me, or just go ahead and call or text or email me directly. 469-851-8330 or 4coachtaibu@gmail.com. All right. I made it to the mountaintop, y'all. Now I'm back down living in that experience, living in that moment, and it feels great. I want you to do the same. Let's go. Kill that. Kill that bean. Made it to the mountaintop speech.